Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna be doing a reading wrap-up. Now listen, here's the thing. This is gonna be a shorter one because, well, in April and May I got into the biggest reading slump and I honestly barely read anything, so yeah, that's not ideal. But in June was when I really started to get out of it, so yeah, I do still have some good reads, but there's just not gonna be that many to talk about. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about them. I know I'm a little bit late because it is now like almost the middle of July, but hey, better late than never, right? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about these books and tell you what I rated them, what I thought about them without any spoilers, of course. And so yeah, let's do it, I guess. Okay, so in April I actually read only one book because, as I said, I was in a huge reading slump and I literally had no motivation to read. I didn't really want to force myself that much so I don't end up hating the books that I read, but I had a little bit of a success because I read Just Friends by Haley Pham. Now Haley Pham, she is one of my favorite booktubers and she wrote her own book, and I was so excited to read it ever since she announced that she was writing it before I even knew what it was about, and I finally got to read it and oh my goodness, I did actually really like it. So it's basically about Blair and Declan, and they are childhood friends. Now this is actually dual timeline, so we have some chapters from when they were kids and hanging out together. Something happened and they stopped talking for like 4 years, and now it's the 4 years later, and now in the present chapters we see Blair coming back to the small town where they lived when they were little, and basically she goes there because her aunt, who she was very close to, is dying and she wants to spend some time with her and also support her mom. And so she goes back to the small town, and there she applies for a job in a coffee shop, and guess who is the manager in the coffee shop? Yep, it's none other than Declan. And so they run into each other again. Obviously at some point they're gonna have to address and confront what happened in the past and like why they stopped talking and all of that. So in the past we see them like hanging out as children and they were just so sweet. Like they had the sweetest little relationship, and now in the present they're obviously dealing with like adult life, adult problems, and like there are some serious topics in this book, like the grief of her aunt and also like kind of her relationship with her mom and like some kind of childhood trauma, and also like the thing that happened between them. Like it did actually make me really emotional when I read the chapter from when we got to see like what happened between them. So yeah, I also really loved the coastal town. Like the setting was very nice. Like I just want to go to a coastal town like that. It was amazing, and also the characters had a lot of depth actually, which I did really like. And yeah, I did in general love Haley's writing. Like there were definitely some good quotes that I annotated, and yeah, it was a great debut. Like I definitely want to read more by her and like see what other stuff she comes up with. If you want to see more of my thoughts about this book, I actually made a reading vlog, so you can go check it out. It's spoiler free, so even if you haven't read it you can go watch it. And yeah, I rated it, what did I rate it? 4.25, so obviously very good and genuinely such a great debut, and I kind of had high expectations for this book and it definitely did not disappoint. So the first and only book actually that I read in April, so yeah. Okay, now in May I also read only one book, but it was a good one because it was Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and this is basically a romance between, get this, the son of the President of America and the Prince of England. So it is kind of a messy situation, but oh my goodness, when I tell you, I fucking love Alex and Henry. Like literally they had the sweetest romance ever, and as much as there was some drama obviously with like with their relationship, but the thing between them itself was just so cute. And also I loved their banter. Yeah, I genuinely love them so much. It is also like enemies to lovers, but are they really? I guess you'll have to read and find out. Also, what I loved about this is like the friend group they have. It was genuinely so good. Like I love a good friend group in a book, and it definitely had that. Also, there was some like political stuff that was kind of a big part of it actually, because there's gonna be an election going on and Alex's mom is a candidate, so there was some political mess which I didn't care that much about. Like my favorite part was definitely the romance, but it was also kind of interesting to read about that. It was kind of unrealistic, like unfortunately, but you know, it's fiction, so it is what it is. Also, the thing I loved is we got to see like some emails that they wrote to each other, and that was such a fun part. I definitely loved that. The only thing is like the writing sometimes did kind of confuse me, because a couple of times like we went from one scene to the other without any sort of warning, and that did kind of confuse me. I was like, what's going on? And I had to kind of go back and read it again and figure out what's going on. So that was the only thing that kind of confused me, but overall I did really like it. And as I said, I fucking love Alex and Henry. Like they are definitely one of my new favorite couples. So yeah. Wait, it actually says Prince of Wales, not Prince of England. Oh, sorry, my bad. But anyway, what did I rate it? I also rated it 4.25, so a very good rating. And yeah, that is the only book I read in May, but it was definitely a good one, so yeah, I would recommend. Now we're moving on into June, and this was actually like one of the best reading months I have like ever. And so I read Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. Now these are like third and fourth book in the series, so I can't really tell you much about it without spoiling. But if you are interested, I'm making spoiler-free reading vlogs for each book in this series. So this one is already out. This one is not yet, but will be soon. So if you're interested to see my full thought and also my reading experience, you can go check them out. This one will come out sometime in the near future, hopefully. So yeah, but I wanted to post it the wrap-up first. Somewhat at the beginning of the month. It's kind of more leaning towards the middle, but you know, it is what it is. So I rated this one 5 stars. It was genuinely so good, but if you want to see like my full thoughts, as I said, you should go watch the reading vlog. And actually, I'm not gonna tell you what I rated this one since the reading vlog is not out yet, but if you're interested to see what I thought about it, as I said, go check the reading vlog once it comes out. So yeah, but I am in general really loving this series, and I only have one book left so far, and it's Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. I kind of want to read it soon, and I'm also gonna vlog it as well because as I said, I'm vlogging the whole series. So yeah, but I'm kind of scared because the thing that happened at the end of Long Way Home does scare me, like what's gonna happen after that. I am kind of frightened because of that, but you know, I'm gonna have to lock in and read it eventually, but maybe in a little bit. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more time to prepare emotionally. So yeah, but once I have the courage to start it, you're gonna see it in a reading vlog. So worry not, I will deliver. But these are the first 2 books I read in June. So yeah. Now this is kind of different, but I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and this is a really short book, and it's like fiction, but it's basically written in like these letters that Charlie, our main character, writes to his friend. Charlie is basically starting high school. He writes in these letters about his experience, and it's very much a like coming of age story. Like we have themes of mental health and like friendship and also like self-discovery. And yeah, Charlie is basically like a wallflower, and we kind of get to see him start to live his life, not just like observe it from the sidelines. So yeah, I did actually really enjoy it, which was kind of surprising because I don't know, it's just so different than what I usually read, but I did really like it. I rated it 4.5 stars. It was definitely very good, and I would recommend it. Like I feel like everyone should read it, like especially if you're maybe in high school or even older. I feel like everyone should read it. So yeah, and I also really want to watch the movie, so I'm probably gonna do it soon. Is it on Netflix? I don't have Netflix. So I don't know, but I'm gonna have to watch it. So yeah, but I did really enjoy this book, surprisingly. So yeah. Okay, now actually the next book is a reread because I read it like, I don't know, like 4 years ago, and I did like it back in the day, but I thought that maybe now this is gonna be even more in my taste because it has definitely changed over time, and I thought I would enjoy it even more now. Wait, I feel like I should turn on the light because it's kind of dark, isn't it? One sec. Is that better? Kinda. So we have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and oh my god, I was definitely right. Like, I don't know what I was missing back in the day, but this is genuinely a masterpiece because back then I rated it 4 stars and I definitely liked it, but I wasn't like obsessed. Now I am absolutely obsessed. It's basically about a rock band from like the 70s, and it's actually told in like a interview style. So you have like a bunch of POVs from each member of the band, and someone is interviewing them in the present time, and they're telling the story about their days in the band back in the day. So yeah, that was very interesting. Like I don't think I've ever seen that before, and I did definitely like it. It's also set in California in like the 70s, as I said, which was very cool to see. Also, I loved how we got to see like scenes from them recording their songs and the album, and also from the concerts, and like the tension between the characters when they were singing on the stage. Wow, that was very good. Also, it did have like a reveal at the end that I totally forgot about. Like I genuinely gasped because my memory is not good, and I totally forgot that was a thing, but that was very cool actually. So at the end, we had like a couple of pages with lyrics from their song that they mentioned in the book, which was so good. And I was reading them and I was sobbing because they made me really emotional, and also like the ending made me really emotional, so I did definitely cry while reading it. So yeah, it definitely pulled emotions out of me, which is a good sign. So the thing is also, these characters felt so real. Like the first time I read it, I genuinely had to look up and see if this is actually fictional or if this is a real band, because I genuinely felt like they were real people. And I was so impressed, like the way she wrote it, that the characters felt so real. That was amazing. So yeah, I rated it 5 stars, which was kind of surprising because, as I said, back in the day I did like it, but I wasn't like obsessed. No, now I'm absolutely obsessed. Like this is genuinely a masterpiece, and I feel like no matter what genre you read, everyone could try and read it, and I feel like everyone could possibly enjoy it. So yeah, I definitely recommend. It was so fucking good. Now, since I realized that maybe Taylor Jenkins Reid books are even more in my taste now, I decided to give another one of her book another try, because honestly, back in the day, I did not really like it. Like I rated it 3 stars and it did kind of put me in a reading slump, but it's Malibu Rising. Yo, I think actually, what was I on about? Because this book, oh my god, it's so good, and I genuinely am like, what was I missing? But I think the reason that I did not really like it back in the day and kind of got bored with it is because it's heavily character based. Like there is not much of a plot going on, it's just about the characters and like all the stuff that they're dealing with. So yeah, back in the day I did kind of get bored with it, but now it's definitely more of my vibe, like character based stories, which is exactly what it is. So I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. Okay, so it does actually take place over 24 hours. We follow the Riva siblings, and they are throwing their annual, like this huge party that is such a big deal in the celebrity world that they are in, because they are famous kind of because of their dad, who is like a very famous singer. And like yeah, so this party is such a big deal, like everyone talks about it, and every year some crazy shit happens during it, and this year it was definitely also the case. We also have like multiple POVs, like of the 4 siblings, but also later of some people that came to the party, which was very interesting as well. Besides like the present timeline, like during the party, we also have like scenes from back in the day. Like we have the story of how their parents met, and also like when they were born and all that stuff that happened in their childhood, which I did find that boring back in the day, because I think back then I was wanting like more plot oriented stories maybe, and this was, as I said, more so character based. But now I did find it really interesting, like even the past chapters, like, and it was definitely crucial to see that, to kind of, you know, really understand the characters. I did not mind it now. So yeah, there's not much plot going on, and so if you don't like that, then you probably are gonna get bored. But if that is your vibe, you should definitely go read it, because it was genuinely amazing. Actually, I said in my mid-year book tag that I rated it 4.75, but after some further thinking, I am rating it 5 stars, because I genuinely could not stop thinking about it. Like Nina, so the oldest siblings, like she is genuinely one of my favorite main characters. Like I genuinely love this girl so much, and she is so Matilda by Harry Styles coded. Like that literally is a song about her, so I loved her so much. She was definitely my favorite. And also, if you are gonna read it, I would advise you to do it right now, because it is perfect for the summer. It takes place in the summer, in August 1983 specifically. So yeah, it's definitely a great summer read, so I would definitely recommend. And it was, after some further thinking, 5 stars. That was very shocking, because I wanted to give it another try, but I didn't think it was gonna be 5 stars. Like I was literally shocked, but I could not stop thinking about this book. Like I still think about it. So yeah. So the last book I read in June, oh my goodness guys, this is actually a banger, because we have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, and this is actually the sequel to Every Summer After. I mean, they're interconnected, but basically it's about the brother of the guy from the first book. So we have Charlie, we also have Alice. Back in the day, Alice and her grandma went to this cottage and spent like an amazing summer there that she always remembers, and actually that's when she took a picture of these 3 teenagers on a book, and that picture kind of started her career of being a photographer. That was the picture that really like started her love for photography. Now in the present day, she is working as a photographer, and she is kind of like used to staying in the sidelines and letting other people shine, right? But lately she has been kind of wanting something more. Her grandma just had a hip surgery because she fell during like a dancing class, and she's kind of feeling down about it. So she decides to go with her grandma to the cottage she stayed in back in the day, to kind of have this magical summer, to cheer her grandma up, but also Alice definitely needs like a little break from her work, so she will definitely also benefit from it. And there she runs into Charlie, who is basically taking care of the cottage for the owner when he's not there. And yeah, it basically goes from there. But oh my goodness, this book is literally perfect. Like I love the setting, I love the characters, like both Alice and Charlie, like they're literally perfect for each other. And they also had a lot of depth depth and like the struggles that each of them was dealing with. So yeah, they were definitely layered, which I love. And there was also like good balance of like the deeper topics and their struggles, but also this like fun summery setting and like the friendship they formed, and eventually something more, because obviously it is a romance. Also, Alice made this like summer bucket list and Charlie is helping her complete it, which was so fun to see. And Charlie is honestly one of my new favorite book boyfriends. Like, he was so flirty and so thoughtful and also like funny, and I love the way he like really saw her, and she also really like saw him under like the mask of being like this funny flirty guy. She saw that he actually has his own struggles and he's not just all sunshines and rainbows. I definitely did love their dynamic, and I also did love Alice a lot. Like, I related to her actually. I always love being represented in books, so yeah, I did definitely enjoy it. And oh my god, no, actually this book is perfect. And also there was actually a scene where they made pierogi. Hello, that you got me there. And so yeah, that was amazing. And I also love the grandma. Like, grandma was such an icon. So as I said, this book is perfect, and it's not even 5 stars. This is 6 stars, and this is probably one of my new god tier books. It genuinely was so good, and I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. Like, I knew I was probably gonna like it because I really liked the first book, Every Summer After, but this was something else, honestly. So yeah, it is 6 fucking stars, not even 5, this 6. But honestly, I would have given a million if I could. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. Like, you don't have to read the first one to read this one, but I would kind of recommend, because we also get to see some of the characters' first book in this one, so that's like a kind of fun bonus. So yeah, we ended the month off with a banger. I still think about this book. Like, I am still at the restaurant, and I don't think I will ever leave, quite frankly. So yeah, like, you know when you read like such a good book and it just reminds you like why you love reading? Yeah, that definitely was one of those. So yeah. Okay, so I guess that's it. I know we didn't have that many books to talk about, but I'm finally out of my reading slump, so hopefully in my next wrap up we will have more books to discuss. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun. Thank you for hanging out as always. If you want, you can like, subscribe, do all of that, maybe even leave a comment. And yeah, I guess I will see you in my next video. If you decide to come back, I will be uploading weekly. That is the plan. So if you want to see like what other shenanigans I'm up to, you can stick around and find out. Once again, thank you for hanging out. I hope I will see you again, and so bye, love you, see ya.